Welcome back to the Hairdresser Strong News. And what does it have to do with you? Our update for this month is broken into a few parts, so let's get started. Number one, the economy, consumer, and sentiment and spending. What is new since last month? Consumer stress is creeping back up again. Gas prices spiked again recently. We all know why, and if you haven't been watching the news, there's a little conflict in the Middle East. That hits people immediately, but it just the prices, but it's also emotionally it's hitting people. Even if inflation is better, when gas prices go up, people feel broke again. So this whole concept of inflation, that's more for politicians and not for the real people in the real world. And guess what? When you're a hairdresser, you're a beauty professional, you run a salon or a service company, then you care about how people are feeling about their pockets. In your world, clients walk in already slightly on edge about money. Spending is still happening, but it's tighter at the margin. People are still booking services, but now they're thinking, do I stretch this appointment? Do I skip this add-on? You're not losing clients, but you may be losing ticket size. High income clients are still driving the majority of business. We've talked about this if you've been listening to my market updates. High income clients are driving the business, but they're changing too. Yes, they're still spending, but they're expecting more precision, more customization, more "this was worth it" vibes. Now, housing and rates are still affecting behavior. When people don't feel wealthy, they don't behave wealthy. Even your higher end clients are becoming more thoughtful. And the updated reality is that last time people were selective. Last time we talked, people were selective. Now people are selective and they're slightly more cautious and they're slightly more critical. Next up is customer expectations. This is the big one for this audience, for myself, and for everybody listening. Pushback on pricing is getting more emotional, not just hesitation anymore. Now it's frustration, questioning, sometimes even attitude. And here's the key truth for this industry. Clients are not mad at you. They're mad at rent. They're mad at groceries. They're mad at gas. They're mad at life. But you're the one in front of them, so you feel it. Small businesses are absorbing the emotional pressure. Big brands can discount, but we can't. So you just have to justify, not just price. So imagine we have to justify our prices, but big corporations can't. Yes, this puts a burden on us emotionally, and we have to understand that, that we have to be able to rise above that, and we have to work on that. And so mental health work is super important right now. Clients are shifting mentally from "I want this" to "convince me it's worth it." What they want now, this is our opportunity. They want clarity. What am I getting? They want consistency. Is it always this good? They want communication. Do you even understand me? They want an experience. Did this feel worth my money? So how do we position ourselves? Well, we're not just doing hair anymore. We're delivering confidence. We're delivering identity. We're delivering emotional value. That's what protects our pricing. Next up, investing in markets. How this affects owners and entrepreneurs, owners of your business and entrepreneurs, people in the startup space. Markets are being driven by headlines again. Oil, war, rates, shifting sentiment daily. That uncertainty trickles down into client confidence and spending behavior. Energy is the wild card. This matters more than people think. If gas goes up, everything feels expensive. When everything feels expensive, guess what? Clients are questioning services. They're questioning prices. Interest rates are still higher, and that's putting pressure on small business owners. Borrowing is still expensive. Expansion, renovations, hiring, all harder decisions. And don't forget, it's not just harder on us, it's harder on our customers. So that's creating other pressure. Cash is still king right now. Yes, people are choosing liquidity and safety over taking risk and making big moves. Markets are stable, but they're fragile. A crash is not expected. A boom is not expecting. What's expected is for us to take caution, be selective, and take a wait and see approach. What is our takeaway from this? This is not the environment to overextend. This is not the environment to overspend. It's the environment to tighten systems, improve margins, and focus on retention. Okay, next up is tech. what actually matters for our industry. And we can talk about other stuff too in the meetup, but specifically for our industry, tech is becoming regulated and controlled. Governments are stepping in more. Big tech is under pressure. Why does this matter to us? It's not obvious, but it's important. The platforms we rely on, like Instagram, booking tools, marketing systems, these are all being shaped by policy now. Tech is becoming geopolitical. US versus China, chips, AI, infrastructure. This affects the cost of our tools. This affects the access to our tools. I don't know about you, but I got tons of stuff on back order, and I'm not sure if this is what's happening, if it has anything to do with this, but I'm inclined to believe so. And that is actually my reality. So, like, just because I could be wrong about this doesn't mean that I don't feel like it's because of everything that's going on in the world. And this is exactly how our customers are thinking. There's a shift in power. Tech companies are controlling visibility, discovery, attention. Our takeaway means that we don't own our audience on social. How many of you have lost access to your social media just to realize, OMFG, we lost all our followers? We need relationships. Now is the time to go back to the old school vibes of it's all about the customer, it's all about the relationships, it's all about the retention, it's all about real world connection. All right, next up is AI and crypto. What actually matters for us? Well, in AI is accelerating, not slowing. Massive investments are happening. It's becoming embedded everywhere. Even though I was just watching a podcast saying there's like 30 states that are either banning or talking about banning data centers. That's an interesting conversation we could have in our meetup. The shift, AI is moving from optional tool to baseline expectation. What this means for us? Well, clients expect so imagine all the benefits of AI. Now imagine, like, well, I don't know about you, but for me, AI is like, it's so fast, it's more personalized, it's such a smoother experience than going to Google to find information. Well, now Google has Gemini, but without the Gemini piece, well, guess what? Clients expect that from us. They expect us to be faster communicators, better personalization, smoother experiences. Opportunity for us is that we can use AI for something in our business. We can use it for scheduling. We can use it for follow-ups. We can use it for personalization. Not to replace us, but to make us more efficient and create an elevated experience. Because don't forget, the customer experience starts way before they come into the salon. Like the impact that your brand in like what is the experience of the customer when they're on your social media, when they're on your website? Is that easy? Does it feel like it flows, or do they have to like read a bunch to like figure things out? Because I don't think that a lot of people are reading a lot. Like, talk to me. I'll talk to my phone. I'll listen to your audio. So these are the things, these are our realities, and these are all trickling down into our business. As far as crypto goes, regulations still unclear, deals are falling apart, policies still not finalized. And there is a big hack, and if you're interested enough to tell you, I can nerd out on that all you want, but there's a big hack that's threatening DeFi, and there's contagion risk now. What that means, big money is waiting around. They're holding off. No VCs are investing in crypto right now to launch new products and services and new applications. Everyone's like, oh, what's the use case for crypto? Well, no one wants to invest into an industry that doesn't have regulation, considering the last administration brutally attacked the industry completely. We can talk about that if you'd like to. Stablecoins are quietly becoming real. Stablecoins are blowing my mind. This is where real usage happens. People all over the world would rather use dollars than their own local currency. And guess what? The governments of those people want the dollars, those governments don't want the dollars. Quite an interesting reality that we're experiencing. Basically, the world is getting dollarized, but at the human level, not the government level. Your takeaway, our takeaway is crypto's not gone. It's just not ready, not stable, not fully adopted. And we can talk about that. Now, just to wrap, nothing is broken. So don't worry if you feel like this is negative news. Everything is just getting tighter. The client is still spending, but they're thinking harder. They're feeling more, and they're expecting more. And the people who win in this environment are the ones who understand that shift and adjust. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope to see you at the next investing tech and crypto meetup.